Hey guys! So last week I did my top 10 on my favorite Disney Channel original movies. So this week I am going to be counting down my top 10 favorite Disney Channel original shows. So I'm very looking forward to this because it was again hard to narrow it down to 10 because there were so many good ones. But I did it. I hope you all enjoy, and let's begin. I'm getting right into it then with number 10, and that is Girl Meets World. So Girl Meets World was a spin-off of a fan favorite Boy Meets World. And the Girl Meets World was all about Cory and Topanga's daughter and her friends and them going through middle school and high school. And I think they did a great job. Yes, they Disney-fied it. And I know a lot of people stopped watching it after the first few episodes and the first season. But I feel like you guys should have given it a little more of a chance because it did get better and better as it went on. It had the friendships, it had relationships, it had the lessons that we all learned. It was more like straightforward lessons, like they basically would tell you what the lesson is, but they still worked it in a way that was good. And I still am upset that it got canceled, and I still hope and wish that Hulu or Netflix would have picked it up because I feel like it would have been a better suit for those streaming places. But you never know, show can still come back again. So yeah, Girl Meets World is number 10. Now number 9 is one of my all-time favorites. It was I think I watched this in elementary school, and that was Even Stevens, which was all about a family, the Stevens family, and it was about the older brother was a jock, and then the daughter was the perfect daughter who could do no wrong, and the younger son was the crazy son. It was a perfect family. It was an actual, real family, and you got the feeling that they were a real family. And not only was it funny, and we got to laugh and we got to cry with these characters, but we also learned things from these characters. And one of the things, till this day, I will always remember is when we went to the moon, which was in 1969. Thank you, Ren Stevens and Even Stevens, for always making me remember. We went to the moon in 1969, not 1968, but a year after. So yeah, and the song goes on, but that was a great episode, the musical episode. Great job, Even Stevens. Always remember that episode. That's one of the best episodes of Even Stevens. Now, number 8 is all about the Sweet Life. Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, which was about these twin brothers, Zack and Cody, played by real-life twin brothers, Dylan and Cole Sprouse. You may know them from other movies like Big Daddy, and one of them was in Friends, apparently. I didn't watch Friends, don't. But it was all about these twin brothers causing havoc at the Tipton Hotel, which was pretty much a parody of the Hilton Hotel. And they lived there because their mom was the hotel's singer. And so they just caused havoc. And Mr. Mosby would be yelling at them every second of the day. And then you had Maddie, the candy girl. Then you had London Tipton, who got anything she wanted because money, and her father owned the hotel. So it was a great show. And then they also had a spin-off, Sweet Life on Deck, which I thought was a great show as well. So yeah, Zack and Cody. So number 7 is all about the Wizard World with Wizards of Waverly Place, which brought us Selena Gomez. And I think it was a great show. It was another family dynamic show, and you definitely felt the family. The older brother was the perfect brother. The daughter was You know, she wasn't. She was. She did whatever. She felt like she could do whatever she wanted. And then the younger son was like, not very smart. And they all had powers, but in the end, only one could be the family wizard. And it was just great. You had the parents who were not wizards anymore. The father was at one point. And you had relationships, friendships, and powers, magical powers. Everyone one time wishes that they had magical powers, and the Russo family definitely had powers and did them good and bad. So, yeah, Wizards of Waverly Place. Now, number 6 is another older one, and I think I watched it in, again, elementary school, and it was the famous Jack Jackson. I first want to say rest in peace, Lee Thompson Young, who played Jack Jackson. It was about a kid who was an actor, but he was also a normal middle schooler, I believe. So he had to balance his real life fun and his career, and it was just a great. It taught us lessons on how you wanna, if you wanna live a double life, I guess. How to just balance your life with your family, your friends, and your career at middle school. But I love the intro song, Famous Jack Jackson. I mean, it was a great song by. It's not what I think it's called. It's Not What You Think. No, yeah, It's Not What You Think by Youngstown. One of my favorite intro songs. Now, number 5 is The Proud Family. Another family dynamic. It was all about Penny Proud, the Proud family, and it was about Penny Proud dealing with her crazy family, her overprotective father, her hardworking mother, her sugar mama, grandmother, her two twins, siblings, and then dealing with all that, then she had all of her friends and another great show that showed family, friends, and just how to be a family. And you can't pick your family, but you can still love them. And it was just an important show, and I loved it. I enjoyed it, watched it every day. When I came home from school on the weekends, it was just one of those shows that, to this day, if it's on, I'm gonna watch it. And number 4 now is someone who lived the best of both worlds. And that is Hannah Montana. Great music, family, friends. She lived a double life. She was a pop star on stage, and the next day she was a regular middle schooler, high schooler. And I honestly want to know how people couldn't tell that Miley Stewart was Hannah Montana. I mean, the only difference was the wig. She sounded the same, she looked the same, just the hair color was different. But I enjoyed the final season because it then showed us her taking the wig off and at how her life changed, and it showed us that celebrity lives aren't perfect and regular people's lives aren't perfect either. And she had both. She had to deal with both. And I love the songs, especially the 3rd and 4th season. Yeah, Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus, big break. And now we're at the top 3, and number 3 is all about Kim Possible. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. And yes, my ringtone for text messages is the Call Me, Beat Me ringtone. Come on, the communicator, always perfect. And it was all about the high school, I don't even know. Was she in middle school? I think middle school. Yeah, middle school. Man, they were all in middle school. But yeah, so she was this superhero basically, who again had to balance her one life with her other life, and school, and her family was full of scientists, and she was a superhero. She saved the day. Dr. Draken was her biggest evil She was her biggest enemy. And she always won. And I know they did a live action version. I have not watched it because the trailer, I don't know. I may give it a chance, but I'm not sure. I feel like they should have just did another animated version with the real, like, Christy Carlton Romano playing Kim Possible. I feel like they should have done that. Maybe they will. But I may give the live action one a chance. Should I? Let me know in the comments if I should. But yeah, Kim Possible and Kim and Ron Stoppable definitely was one of those couples that you wanted to happen, and happy that it finally happened. Now top 2, number 2. Don't you ever wish that you could see the future? Always, right? Well, number 2 is That's So Raven, and it was funny, and they didn't try too hard to be funny, and she got to see the future. But what I don't get is, one thing is, how do they know her visions are like what's gonna happen? Because usually when she gets a vision, she tries to make that vision happen or tries to make that vision not happen. And by not making it happen, she makes it happen. So either way, her vision's coming through one way or another. There was another family dynamic show, how to control her visions and try not to completely destroy other people's lives based on the vision she sees. And they also had, they have a spin-off called Raven's Home. I think I did watch the first season. I made it through, I think, half of the second season, which they're in now. I mean, I still want to watch those episodes, I just haven't had time. But I'm glad they brought Raven back. And her kid, one of her kids have the powers too. So that's so Raven. Definitely always wished I had the vision, be able to be psychic and see the future. Now, number 1, the one show that everyone still talks about to this day, and that is Lizzie McGuire. Honestly, there's no real reason why Lizzie McGuire is number 1 or why it's so great. I think it's just, we were so relatable to Lizzie. She went through everything that we went through at the different times in her life. You know what I mean? Like, she wanted to buy a bra. She was dealing with her crush. She was dealing with crazy teachers. She was dealing with her uncontrollable little brother who picked on her all the time. Dealing with her parents always wanting to know what's going on. Dealing with, do I go get to meet Aaron Carter or not? One of my favorite episodes was the Aaron Carter episode. But yeah, it was just everything. We were relatable to her. It was, she went through everything that we went through. And I feel like Lizzie McGuire is like how other shows start after Lizzie McGuire came about, and the family dynamics and everything. Lizzie McGuire is still to this day one of Disney Channel's most popular shows, and is in possible talks of having a reboot. Hilary Duff did mention that, and I hope it happens. I would love to see where the gang is now and see if Lizzie's still Lizzie. So there you go. Lizzie McGuire is number 1 on my top 10 Disney Channel shows. What is your top 10? Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree or disagree with any of my picks? Let me know as well. And see you next week. And hope you like, subscribe, and again, comment below. And if you have any suggestions on any of my top 10s, let me know and maybe I'll do one. So, have a great weekend. If you can, go find a Disney Channel show to watch and binge it. Binge it like crazy. I might go find one, like maybe I don't think Lizzie McGuire is on, but maybe it's on YouTube. Maybe? Alright. Have a great weekend.